Okay, today we will be changing the oil on a Mazda CX5. Safety first, do not attempt to change your own oil if you're not comfortable to do so. Be sure to use the proper oil and oil filter for your vehicle and wear PPE. So you can find the quantity of oil and type of oil you need in the owner's manual or online. This one takes 4.8 quarts of engine oil. It's a non-turbo engine on this Mazda CX5. Takes 0.820 synthetic oil. You can also look on the oil fill cap, will tell you what type of oil it takes as well. So I bought a 5-quart jug of full synthetic 0.820 engine oil and an oil filter. Now this is the first oil change on this Mazda CX5, what they call a break-in oil change. I'm doing that 500 miles. Your break-in oil change you want to do between 500 and 1,000 miles. I know the dealership or the owner's manual might say 5,000 miles or 6 months for your first oil change. I think that's too long. But here's the original OEM oil filter. And it makes it a lot easier if you can drive the vehicle up on vehicle ramps like this. Be sure to chock the rear tires, set the parking brake. Let's go ahead and pop the hood. So you need to remove this little access plate underneath the vehicle. There's 2 screws you got to unscrew. And then there's 2 reusable plastic little pop rivets that you use a little flathead screwdriver to release, and you'll reuse them to reinstall the cover. Yeah, you see those? So I'm going to use a small flathead screwdriver to pop the head down, and they pull right out. So the break-in oil change on a new engine or new vehicle you want to do sooner rather than later, because when an engine is, everything is seating and everything's wearing in, you're going to be generating some fine metal contamination inside the engine. So you want to drain that out sooner rather than later. You don't want that being recirculated through your engine for 5,000 miles or 6 months. So that's why I'm doing this break-in oil change at the 500 mile mark. This Mazda CX5 is nice. You can see your oil pan drain plug is right there, and the oil filter is right there. Easy access. It's just a spin-on filter. There's your drain plug. So quick and easy. Get my drain pan ready. And this cover I took off, but you don't need to take that one off. So just give me a second to put this one back on. If you want to do a deeper dive into break-in oil changes on a new engine or new vehicle, there's lots of videos on YouTube. You can Google it, where they do particle counts on the used oil that comes out of an engine, and they always have high metal contamination. So again, that's why you want to do your break-in oil change sooner rather than later. And then after you do your break-in oil change, every other oil change after that can be every 5,000 miles or 6 months, whichever is sooner. Doing that early break-in oil change is just going to help your engine last longer and reduce the amount of wear, because you're not, again, circulating that contaminated oil with metal shavings or whatnot through the engine, even though they're very fine. I mean, it's like they're like little specks. If you were to cut open the oil filter, it would look like glitter on the oil filter. And break loose the drain plug. Have your oil drain pan ready. There we go. And I used to do particle counts on oil my previous job. So that's where my knowledge comes from on this. And you can use an oil filter wrench, a strap wrench, or a big pair of channel locks like I'm doing here, just to break loose the filter. Then you can unscrew it the rest of the way by hand. Again, make sure your drain pan is there. And then what I'm also going to do on this break-in oil change is I'm going to pour 1 quart of new oil through the engine while the drain plug is off. Again, just to help flush out any contaminants that are still in the engine. Won't get all of it, but again, you're trying to limit the amount of contamination. There's a torque spec for that drain plug if you want to look it up online. So here's a new oil filter, and a good practice is to, it tells you how to install the filter there. Good practice is to fill up the new oil filter with new oil. That way when the engine first starts up, it already has oil in that oil filter and you don't have to wait for it to fill up. Then you also want to run a bead of oil around that rubber seal or gasket. So you should just be able to do it hand tight, nice and snug. Don't want to over tighten your oil filter. And then we'll go ahead and fill up the engine with the new 0820 engine oil. And unfortunately, my big funnel is not available right now, so I got to use the little one here. And again, this is 0820 full synthetic engine oil. What I do as I fill it up is I check the dipstick. So you wipe the dipstick off, stick it back in all the way, pull it back out, and look at the oil level. I'll put the oil fill cap on. Start the engine, I'll check for leaks, no leaks. Go ahead and reinstall the cover. The cover only goes on one way, like so. So we'll reinstall our little plastic rivets and those 2 screws. Those vehicle ramps make oil changes a lot easier. It gives you more working room under the vehicle. And I'll just double check the engine oil level one more time. Looks good. And to reset the service indicator reminder, you go into the information for the vehicle right here. Go to Vehicle Status Monitor. Click on Vehicle Maintenance Settings and scroll down to Reset Service Interval. Click on Reset. Resets the service interval for you. Good to go. You can also set that service distance or service date as you see here. I like to set the service distance. Mine's set at 4,500 miles. That's what I'm going to do my second oil change on this vehicle. I hope this information helps you. If you need a training aid or a resource or reference guide for your facility's maintenance staff, this book is available on Amazon.com in ebook and paperback format. It has common facilities, documents, signage, tags, as well as resource material and shop equipment drawings that you can use to fabricate your own shop equipment. I hope you find this helpful. And the link for the book is in the video description below. And last, in the video description below, you'll find a link to this facility's website where you can buy shirts, hats, mugs, weatherproof stickers, that you can label shelving or bins around your facility. Again, the link for this store is in this video description below. I hope you find this helpful. Please like, share, subscribe, leave me a comment, and thanks for watching.